Vegetable Police here. So I just spent 13 days on nothing but fruit and veggie juice. It's been about a week and a half since I broke the feast, and I just want to tell you how it went, what happened, why'd I stop, will I ever do it again, am I doing it again right now? Wow, I just blew my own mind. So I'm reading the comments one day and I get a little message from Tattooed Vegan saying, "Have you heard of John Rose?" I know I've said this already, but I went and watched his videos and I fell in love. I knew that was like the key. I'd never tried it before. Raw foods I've always believed in, but there was something about the juice fast, giving the body a break, a solid food vacation. And if you take one of those vacations, you're in for a treat. Well, I was in for a treat for about 3 days, and then I fell into a not so much treat. It was like the trick or treat trick on that 4th day, and I was a little exhausted and then up again. So the first week was like mostly good. I'd say 2 days I felt a little off, but it inspired me to keep going because it was so amazing. I'd never felt that good in my life. Just my energy, my mental clarity. I was just like, wow, the stomach emptiness. I was just so like excited. I'd never felt that before. I was working out better than I ever had. And so I was like, why would I ever stop this? Well, day 8 comes and I just start tanking and I'm detoxing hard. My bowels cleared out like the Mississippi River. If it was directed in a dam, just shooting out like the water hose, you tighten it a bit and it's fucking too many details, I get it. But I just started losing weight. I want to show you some before pictures. I took a picture the night before I even started. So this is me on the left before even starting, and on the right is after a week. So I've lost quite a bit of weight already. And I didn't exactly have a lot of weight to lose, so that's one thing that's been in the back of my mind, making me a little nervous, because I don't want to get super skinny. I hate when my face just starts caving in and I'm a fucking skeleton, but that's part of it. You have to do it, and it's harder because I have a YouTube channel, and it's like I gotta put myself out there. If I was just doing this by myself, I wouldn't care. It would just be my mom saying, "You look a little skinny." I'd be like, fuck off. So I filmed on the very last day of my feast, and you can see I've lost quite a bit. I just wanted to play it up for the camera just to look super exhausted. But I was pretty damn exhausted. I mean, at this point I was so drained. I wasn't holding on to any nutrients. I was just flushing out. But I talked to John Rose on day 12, I think it was. And we talked for over an hour. It was a great conversation. We talked, he gave me so many tips. I mean, here's what he said to me, and this is very individualized, so it might help you, but this was specific advice directed for me, for my situation, Diarrheaville. I couldn't hold on to anything, so he suggested that my adrenals were low, and I was reacting to the sugar. I wasn't handling the sugar, and I've known this for a while. So one of the first things he suggested for that was to stop the fruit juices and try just vegetable juices. And in order to get enough calories, you kind of have to dip into the starchy veggies, at least carrots and beets, but preferentially sweet potatoes, and I tried it. And it was the most delicious juice I've ever had, but it just sat in my stomach. Not everybody has a problem with it, but for me it just sat there, and I just felt so tired after that, and I was just like, well, without this, I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to continue this fast, so I broke it. And the thing that led me to breaking it was I was laying down, and I stood up, and I started to get a little lightheaded. And I've had that before, way back in my fruitarian days, and that's your adrenals, low blood pressure. And I didn't want to feel that weakness again. I hate that feeling. And I just felt like the juicing was trashing my adrenals even worse. So if I was to try it again, I would want to support my adrenals with herbs while doing the feast, and I will do that next time.
Trying to get a before weigh-in here, but doesn't look like it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, is it, buddy? Bro, I need this. I need this. Okay.
So on the 13th day, I decided to break it with some peaches. I had peaches for dinner, and then I just started eating more whole fruit. That's all I did for the next couple days, was still juiced my greens and then had whole fruit all day. And then I tried a green juice for dinner, but that kind of ran into my fruit. And they were fighting down there. It was some kung fu shit, and it didn't feel good in my belly. So that was a mistake. I think juicing after a solid meal might not be the best thing on earth to do. So I just stopped doing the evening green juice. Then I started having this internal debate. I want to be a raw foodist. I see that as top of the mountain for diet. If you can handle it, if you can get it, if you can afford it, that's what you should shoot for if you want ultimate health. That's my opinion. You may disagree, that's fine. But I was like, okay, if I'm gonna stay raw, it's gotta be, I need some nuts and seeds, something. So it was this debate, what's better, cooked starch or the raw fats? This is like the ultimate question, and I asked John Rose what his opinion was, and he was like, that's the ultimate question, man, I wish I could tell you. But it's different for everybody, because some people will be able to digest the starch better, some will be able to digest the fats better, so it's not like a one size fits all, this is the ultimate. It's like we're all different, we all have our different strengths and weaknesses, and I decided to do the fats because I was like, I'm gonna be a raw foodist, bitch. But I was using cashews, not technically even raw, but they're so tender. That's my favorite nut now. And I wasn't feeling good, so I cracked one night. My mom had a can of beans, and I was like, I want beans. I want beans bad. So I had the beans. I've never been more bloated and gassy in my life. You want to be gassy as a bitch, you eat a can of beans after a juice feast. What the fuck was I thinking? And I continued. I was like, that was so good. I want more beans. I want more cans of beans, not even properly prepared ones. And I was just so bloated and gassy, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, I need to give this colon a rest. And so far I've put it through diarrhea nightmare city, and then fucking gas explosionville. It's like, just, my colon's begging me. It's like, I just want to relax. Let me lay down. I want to lay down. Why are you putting me through the fucking Olympics? My colon's watching the Olympics and it's inspired to keep going, but I gotta stop. Just stop. Lay down.
What's up, buddy? Oh. Step on it. Damn it. It doesn't even register. You silly register.
So there's a couple things I've noticed since adding in the cooked foods. I've had potatoes, beans, nuts and seeds that are hopefully raw, but who knows. And I've gained weight back, but I feel like it's all colon weight. It's just sitting there. And my digestion just isn't keeping up with it. I'm getting symptoms again, like mucus in the eyes again. I don't have the same clarity. I don't feel alive. Like, even though I was exhausted in the juice fast, it was a different type of exhaustion, a better exhaustion. It's like drained but not encumbered digestively. Now it's just like I'm tired because my body's working on digesting food, and it's not as fun. It's not as fun. I want to go back on this juice feast. There's so many people that were doing it before I started, and then some that started after I started, and I'm inspired to do it again. I'm jealous that I wish I would have stayed on it, but I was dying. I was like scared for my health for a bit there because I couldn't hold on to anything. But I learned a lot. There's some things I would do differently. So let's talk about that. Some of the things, like I was focusing too much on water-rich foods. Like my water to sugar ratio was way too off. Like watermelons, cucumbers, I was having 4 liters of watermelon juice plus 2 liters of green juice. It was just like too much liquid. I need to chill on that. So if I was to start again, I think I'd take the cucumber out of my green juice, have that be a little less, so it's still densely packed nutrition but not so much water. And I wouldn't do the watermelons. I'd switch to like oranges or grapes, something more dense. The mango juice I made was so good. I might do that, but it was just too much water. My kidneys, my bladder, my colon, nobody was happy with that much water. And like I said before, I would take herbs to support my adrenals. And somebody gave me a tip of taking probiotics for the diarrhea. They've done juice feasts in the past, and whenever they get diarrhea, they just take some probiotics and it goes away. So I got some, and I'm gonna try that. Like I have tried it because my bowels have just continued to flush out as if I was on a juice feast. My body's not too happy right now. It was happening before the juice feast, so I got some issues in the gut area. And I think it may be bacterial related, but that just happens when you have too much toxicity in your gut. The bacteria feed on it and you're gonna have problems. There's almost nothing you can do. You just gotta flush out, get your adrenals strong so you can actually digest the sugar, and it's not going to feed all these parasites and yeast and candida and all those bitches you've heard about. I hate them all. So one thing John Rose told me, he's not some fanatical guy that you'd think. Like he's promoting juice feasting quite a bit, so I was kind of expecting him to say like, oh, you gotta push through it, man. He told me to break the fast. He was like, maybe you should hold off on this. Like he's very reasonable. He coaches a lot of people in health, and he's not just like, do it, man, who cares, fuck, you can handle it. He's very calculated in his approach, and he was like, you know what, yeah, you're having problems with the fruits, this isn't working for you right now, back off. He said to try the sweet potatoes, but I didn't work, so I'm happy that I backed off when I did, but I do want to jump back in with these newfound wisdom tips, and I want that magic again. Even though I feel really good right now, I haven't been feeling great over the last few days since adding the food. I don't want this cooked garbage. Canned beans, what the fuck? He said detox is an art, and that's something Dr. Morse says too. You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. You can't just go, like your body can't keep up sometimes. My kidneys, I don't think they're filtering my lymph system, so it's just like, as much as I'm flushing out, I'm not getting rid of the toxins. They're just kind of floating around in my body, starting fights and shit. I want them out, and I want them out fast, but sometimes the mind wants to go faster than the body will allow it, and you gotta hold up, ease up, know when to go hard, know when to stop. We'll see. I mean, it's a roller coaster. You just gotta do your best on that roller coaster. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I like it though. I think we're done. I wrote a bunch of his tips down as we were talking on the phone. One of them was to take some psyllium husk to slow down the diarrhea. I didn't have any. I didn't feel like getting them, so I haven't tried that yet, but I will get some just so I have it. It's just a strange thing to me. I don't know what the fuck a psyllium husk is. Is it a food? Like, I know it's a seed, but it seems inedible to me. But if it helps, I mean, I would do it. So there was that. the Chocapiedra herb he mentioned that like dissolves kidney stones. I think that would help my kidneys start to filter better. They gotta break free. They're clogged up, and that's why I'm not able to detoxify as fast as I want. So when your kidneys are like that, it's a good idea to get your third kidney sweating, which is your skin. So get in a sauna if you can, take some of that burden off your kidneys. And he did suggest to get one of those scales that measure your percentage of water. I'm curious, if you know a good scale that you use, recommend me a good scale to buy, because there's so many and some of them have bad reviews. I don't know which one to get. So I'd like to see what percentage of water I am, because he says a lot of his clients are like 50% water. You want to be more like 70%. Dehydration is terrible. So I'd like to measure my water, see what's up with that. This thought is finished. So that's about it. I mean, that's my experience. It was up and down, mostly up in the first week and then just downhill as I couldn't absorb anything. Well, what really happened was I think my colon was so full in the beginning that the juices were moving through me slow and I was absorbing it and everything was great until I released everything, and then they just sped through me too fast and I couldn't hold on to everything. All the nutrients were just like, no, wait, you need me. So would I try it again? I want to try it right now. Who knows? I might be on it tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna probably do that. So I'll probably keep it a little low key on my channel just because I know not everybody wants to hear about it. And I'll try to stick to some more funny stuff. That's what I enjoy doing the most. I don't know why I'm not doing the Casey and Kent show like I used to. All the skits and stuff, it's just like, you try going out with wigs on and filming yourself. Not easy. Sounds easy? No, it's not. So I want to do more stuff like that. I'm gonna order a green screen, so you should see some funny changes. Get rid of this background that's the same in every video. So bottom line here, would I recommend you do a juice feast? Absolutely, try it out. I mean, it's the fastest way to heal, in my opinion. It's just, can your organs of elimination keep up with the toxic load that you're trying to get rid of? That's really the only issue. Can you handle it? Can you handle the detox? If you can't, get some herbs to boost your kidneys and your adrenals and your colon. Help support everything as best you can. Just do some research. Don't just listen to one video and think, I know it all. I've only tried it a couple times. I've done like 1 to 3 day juice feasts, and this was my longest one ever, 13 days. So I'm not a master. Go watch John Rose, he's the master. So I'm gonna spread information that I get myself, that I understand, that I've tried myself. That's what I like doing here. I like experimenting and seeing how things work and then passing it along. Unbiased opinions, always honest. So I got nothing to hide. If it goes well, I'll tell you it went well. If it goes bad, I'll show you why. That's it. Transparency here. So that is it, my friend. Thank you for watching. Thumb up the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos. Get yourself a Vegetable Police t-shirt. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching again. We're done here. Buy my music. No, you're not.